Well, we are in the home stretch of election season, so you're probably bracing yourself for all the campaign signs popping up on your local street corners. And it seems the opponents of Proposition 1 here in Idaho were ready to plant their signs, just waiting to see if a court deemed the open primaries initiative valid. Well, with that happening late last week, people started seeing the anti-open primary signs show up. But the sight of them also brought some questions, like from JD, who sent us this email about driving down Chinden Boulevard Saturday. Said he noticed several signs in Ada County for about 3 miles suggesting a no vote on Proposition 1. Lori, well, she saw a huge sign at the corner of Cherry Lane and Linder in Meridian. Both JD and Lori noticed what looked like the state seal of Idaho on the right side of that sign, and both got the impression, including the state seal on a campaign sign, well, that would imply the state of Idaho is making a political statement and endorsing the message behind the sign. Both JD and Lori, they wanted to know if this was legal or even appropriate. So here's the sign they're talking about. A 4 by 6 foot blue sign with the yellow letters that say, "Don't Californicate Idaho's elections, vote no on Prop 1, ranked choice voting." Now, let's set aside the California reference, which seems to be a means to raise the cackles of, quote, true Idahoans, but really has nothing to do with California, since only 6 cities in California currently use ranked choice voting in local elections. But take a look at the right side of that sign. There is what appears to be the Idaho State seal. The sign, by the way, is paid for by the Idaho State Republican Central Committee. So to answer JD and Lori's question about legality and whether this is appropriate to include that on the sign, we asked the custodian of the Great Seal of the state of Idaho, that'd be the Office of the Secretary of State, who told us they have also received several questions about these signs over the last several days. Their guidance for use of the state seal is, well, listed on the Secretary of State's website, which says the seal should be displayed in good state without alteration and should not convey the impression that the product or services are state authorized, sponsored, or endorsed. And I know what you're probably thinking. That clearly is an impression of approval, right? With the inclusion of the state seal on a campaign sign. However, if you look closely again at the sign, that seal is actually the image of the state flag. The banner beneath that seal that says the state of Idaho on it right there, that's what makes it part of the flag. Without it, it's just the state seal, but with it, with that banner and the color of the sign being the same as the state flag, well, the Secretary of State told us today the signs in question have the state flag, which includes the state seal. And because it is the display of the state flag, the office does not believe the signs conflict with guidance on the use of the state seal. So there you go, JD and Lori. Use of the state seal alone might have gotten a reprimand from the state, but using an image of the state flag, which includes a state seal with that decorative banner underneath, well, I guess that's fair game.